Alright guys, so today we are going to be doing something that I've teased on the channel last week, and we're going to be replacing some light seals on a camera that I recently picked up. So I have this guy right here. This is the Nicomat FTN, and folks, I need to do a light seal job on it, and I promised you guys if you wanted to see it to drop a like, and you guys showed up. So I pretty much have all of the materials that I need to get the job done at home, and I'm gonna kind of list those here in just a second, but we need to pick up one very important, crucial piece to this entire thing that's going to pretty much allow us to replace the light seals. It's literally the main thing. And the best part is it's not something that is extremely hard and not attainable. It's something that you can get really easy. So with that said, let's head out to Walmart real quick. I'll show you exactly what you need to get this job done. Let's go. It's gonna rain today. I gotta head out with my buddy Gable to film a couple episodes in Sacramento, so it's gonna be interesting. The next couple episodes, you guys, it's gonna be pure rain. Rainy day vibes, I guess you could say. Look at that, guys. That is flooding in California at its finest. Those carts are underwater. Alright, so once you make it into Walmart, man, head over to the arts and crafts section. That's where we're going to be able to find the light seal replacements that we need. So here we go, y'all. Find this stuff right here. This is adhesive foam, but you don't need this many of them. Now, some people opt for like this one right here. This is just a foam sheet. The only problem is this one doesn't have the adhesive backing that you need. So usually I would get the ones like this where it's just like bigger sheets and it comes in a 6-pack for $3. But this one right here, I guess it's not too bad. It's $5.83. Right here. Alright, you guys, so we are back home now and we are gonna do the light seal job. Now I'm gonna show you everything that you need so that you can do these light seals yourself, and I'm gonna try to break it down as simple as possible. But before we get into that, you guys, if you guys are finding any value from this video, please do me a huge favor and drop a like and also subscribe down below. This ensures that you guys can stay updated with any more film photography tips on this channel here in the near future. So with that said, let's drop the camera down and let's dig into how to replace your light seals. Let's go. All right, guys, so now that we are back home, I want to show you guys firsthand how I replace my light seals. So first things first, you are going to need a couple of things. Obviously, the first thing you're going to need is the camera you are going to be replacing the light seals for. So right here we have the Nicomat FTN. Beautiful camera, but it does need some new light seals. I don't know if you guys can see that in here, but most of the time when you look into these canals, you can see the deterioration of the foam seals that some of these cameras have, especially if they are old or if they just haven't been serviced in a very long time. And so that is the first step. Grab the camera that you need new light seals for. It is extremely important that you make sure your light seals are in tip-top shape so that you do not shoot any photographs with light leaks. It's one of the most important things you can do for your film cameras. So the next thing you're gonna need, folks, is some type of blade or X-Acto knife. Now, this blade right here has a little razor here at the very end. Anything will work. An X-Acto knife is probably the best, but I am going to be using this small little blade that I found laying up around the house. And last but not least, you are going to need what we just purchased, the little foam adhesive sheets. Now folks, this one comes in like a pack of 40. You don't need this many, but the one that I do get usually is a little bit bigger. It's like 8.5 by 11 sheet, and it comes in black. Now, I am not going to use all of this, folks. I'm purely going to use one color, and that is going to be the black right here. And this in itself, even if it's just like a small sheet, will last you a long time. One important thing though, folks, is make sure it has that adhesive backing so that it is just a little bit sticky so it can adhere to the camera without any problem. Pretty much it right there, you guys. That's all you're going to need. These 3 items and you are ready to go. All right, step 1, grab the camera and take a look at the back here. Some cameras are going to have different shapes, and what I mean by that is, I don't know if you guys can see that here, but this one kind of goes down. It has like an upward slant and then it goes all the way across. Another thing to look out for is on the top part of that canal here, there's gonna be a little pin. And so you're gonna need to make sure that you are compensating for that pin. So these are your 2 main light seals that we are gonna be replacing today. but there are a couple of more. So the first one here being this little inside door. I don't know if you guys can see that, but it already has worn down a ton. So you want to make sure that you replace that one too. And last but not least, you guys, a lot of people forget that on the inside cavity of the actual camera here, excuse me, there's going to be this little part up on the front, which is your mirror bump. So that is going to make sure that when that mirror slaps up, there's some foam cushion and padding. You're gonna need to replace that too. So let's knock out some of the two easiest ones here first, and that's gonna be the very top as well as the bottom here. So I'm gonna reattach the lens for the time being. Here you have your black sheet. All you're gonna do, folks, is with this knife, you're gonna try to cut out little strips that you can use for the camera. And you know, a lot of times I don't always know the exact measurements, so what I'll end up doing is I will start at the top and just make a pure straight cut through the bottom. And one of the tricks to this is you wanna make sure to cut this in a very thin strip because the thickness of the actual foam adhesive is already thick enough to be the light seal. All right, to make things easier, I grabbed a yardstick. I don't have a regular ruler, don't ask me why, but I'm just gonna use this as a guide to kind of make sure I can cut this nice and thin here. So obviously you just wanna portion out the light seals that you need here from this yardstick. And just like in arts and crafts, grab your blade, start from the top, and make your cut. Super easy, super clean. It's that simple, folks. And now you have yourself the perfect size for your light seal. Once you're at this point, what I'll generally do is I will look at the backing here. Before I even take off the adhesive, I want to measure out just how much I need for each of the sections. So I'll grab this here, push this down inside. When you put this stuff in there, be very careful not to take the adhesive off. And the way to jam it in, folks, is to just try to wedge it in, maybe use your thumbnail, get that thing stuck up in there. And then you can use a credit card or you can use any type of, you know, just thing out there, and you're gonna push it down in. I can just tell from here I'm going to need just about this much right here. I'll make a little pinch. Hopefully you guys can see that in focus there. I'll make a little pinch mark, and that will let me know where I need to cut it off. So this is just how much I need for this section. Pull it back out, go to that same pinch right there. And this stuff is super, super flimsy anyways. You could just kind of break that apart. So there is the first light seal, ladies and gentlemen. Take that backing off and install it into your camera. Check that out though. Go to your light seal and you're just gonna firmly press it into the canal here. Now the idea, folks, is just to get it set inside. You don't need to push this all the way down because when you close that camera up, regardless, it's going to seal up on its own. So I don't know if you guys can see that, but it is now all pressed in. And just to make sure that we are completely solid and locked in, I will take the camera, close the back up, and make sure it's all sealed up. So after you do that, folks, that is pretty much all you're gonna have to do. You're gonna repeat that here for the top, the bottom. Cut out a light seal for this here, cut out one for the door hinge as well, and then one for this part up top. So without showing it on camera, I'm gonna do that really quick, and then at the very end, I will show you how it looks. All right, guys, so I think that is it right there. So you have now the front bumper up on the top here, the mirror bumper replaced. That's to ensure that this top part here doesn't get damaged when the mirror slaps up. It's mostly for your mirror, to be honest with you. But a couple of things, folks. After you replace your light seals, you want to make sure, because these are still fresh, the foam is still extremely thick, you want to close the back of the camera up as much as possible. Leave it closed at least for an entire day or two, just so that that foam kind of settles in and gets crushed up a little bit by the door. A couple of things you need to keep in mind as well, because they are fairly new. When you open it, usually, you know, some of your film cameras will open the back door by pulling the top of the lever here, or in this case, the FTN. there's a little button here on the bottom. When you activate it, it's not gonna pop open and swivel, and that's mostly because the light seals are still fresh, and that door indentation and that door is digging into the foam still, and that's why I say maybe leave it closed for a day or two. So don't be alarmed when you try to open it and it's going to require a little bit of force. That is just because of the brand new light seals. But over time, as you get to use the camera a little bit more, those light seals will become a lot easier to open, and you might even get it to where it sticks off like this, and it's simple. Just kind of put it back in with your finger here. But that is the gist of how to replace your light seals, you guys. Like I said, it's pretty simple, it's affordable, and 99% of you guys are going to be able to do this without any issues at all. Alright guys, so it is that simple. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Again folks, if you found any value from replacing your light seals with a DIY how-to in today's episode, please do me a huge favor, please, and drop a like down below. This lets me know you guys are enjoying these types of videos, and if you guys have any suggestions, comments, or questions on the light seal replacement DIY, leave me a comment down below. I hope this video was able to help somebody out there who needed to get their light seals replaced and just didn't want to send it out for repair. You guys can do it yourself. So that's gonna wrap it up. I'll see you in the next one. As always, Minolta Gang.